Okay, this is part of a post on X that Steve Fisher done on the 18th of this month. And he was talking about footage from a neighbour's house where he deemed suspicious activity that was going on. And it turns out it was a cat. Anyway, I've just highlighted there in yellow, roughly 2/3 of the way down the page. I'll just read it out. He says, minutes later, he walks to the backyard. Okay, so he knows that this boy, minutes later, walked to the backyard. Okay, I'll come back to that in a bit. And down in the blue highlighting, underlining down nearly at the bottom, he goes on to say, and let me be clear, there's more. There is additional suspicious activity that took place even later that night. Okay, so in addition to the boy going outside earlier in the night, the boy, well, he hasn't exactly said the boy, but he has indicated or alluded to more suspicious activity going on even later that night. And if we're to take him at his word, later that night would likely mean before 12, but we don't know that for sure. It could be the early hours of the morning. But I'll just put up this other post that he did in a reply to somebody in reference to this, just to give an indication of what the earlier activity is in the backyard. Okay, I'll just get back to that now. Okay, so this is in replies to people's comments on his 18th of this month's post, and I have highlighted in blue there. He says, was he outside watching cats because he wasn't bringing a cat inside? He probably meant to say they're bringing a cat inside. Okay, to read between the lines there, if he wasn't bringing a cat inside, that likely means that there was a cat out the back of the house in this footage that was after 10:20 p.m. minutes later from the previous footage in the front yard. And then later on that night, he says there's even more suspicious activity. It would be interesting to see what that is. And can't be a whole lot, because LE has all this footage anyway. So maybe we'll have to see what SF does, but he'll likely hold on to it for a long time yet, seeing as it's probably just a cat. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, take care and good luck.